In this video, we are going to talk about Warren Buffett's stock portfolio. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. Let's start. Since 1970, Warren Buffett has served as chairman and largest shareholder of Berkshire Hathaway. The Oracle, or Sage, of Omaha has been dubbed by the international press. Despite his vast wealth, he is known for his dedication to value investing and personal frugality. Buffett's investment methodology is described as falling under founder centrism, which is characterized by a deference to managers with a founder's mentality, an ethical disposition toward the shareholder community, and an intense emphasis on exponential value development, according to research published at the University of Oxford. Buffett's focused portfolios, in essence, protect managers from the market's short-term pressures. Buffett is a well-known philanthropist, having vowed to devote 99% of his fortune to charitable causes, mainly through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In 2009, he and Bill Gates co-founded the Giving Pledge, in which billionaires pledged to give away at least half of their money. You should keep track of Warren Buffett stocks because, while the Berkshire Hathaway (BRKB) CEO follows a winning investment approach, that doesn't mean he sits still. Apple, AAPL, which you might call the poster child for Warren Buffett stocks due to its good profits, returns, and management, is a major institutional owner of the Oracle of Omaha. However, Berkshire Hathaway reduced its large role in Apple stock in the third and fourth quarters of 2020, while maintaining a smaller stake in Amazon.com, AMZN. Berkshire first purchased Apple stock in the first quarter of 2016 and Amazon stock in the first quarter of 2019. According to the latest 13F filings, other notable moves included major new positions in Verizon stock and Chevron, CVX. Despite their underperformance, both stocks have a high dividend yield. Berkshire Hathaway sells all of Pfizer. Although Warren Buffett is known for being a buy-and-hold investor, there has been a lot of movement recently. Berkshire Hathaway, BRK, sold Pfizer, PFE, in the fourth quarter after buying the coronavirus vaccine stock the previous quarter. However, after acquiring drug stocks for the first time, it added to AbbVie, AbbVie, Merck, MRK, and Bristol Myers Squibb, BMY. After slashing its stake and opening a spot in the minor, Berkshire exited Barrick Gold. JP Morgan Chase, JPM, stock was also finally sold off. Due to the global coronavirus outbreak, Berkshire Hathaway dumped Costco, Delta Airlines, DAL, and all of its airline stocks earlier in 2020. Berkshire had previously divested from drywall manufacturer USG, IBM, and General Electric, GE, in 2019. The majority of Warren Buffett's stocks are dividend growers. Consider Coca-Cola stock, which Buffett started collecting in 1987 and has paid out dividends for the past 57 years. Stock portfolio. Warren Edward Buffett is the chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway and an American investor, corporate magnate, and philanthropist. He is regarded as one of the world's most wealthy businessmen, with a net worth of over $85.6 billion as of December 2020, making him the fourth richest individual on the planet. Cadence Design Systems, CDNS, Lululemon, Viva, Innova, Logitech, and DHI are Warren Buffett stocks that align with his emphasis on management quality and long-term development. Buffett took a large stake in Verizon, VZ, while fully abandoning JP Morgan Chase, JPM, in his closely tracked Berkshire Hathaway portfolio. Buffett's insurance empire has made nearly $100 billion from its interest in Apple, according to CBS News in early March, AAPL. In terms of Warren Buffett stocks on this screen, Viva, Lulu, and 1-800-Flowers, FLWS, are all looking for help after breaking out of their most recent chart trends. DHI stock has recovered from a recent fall below its 10-week line, boosted by strength in the homebuilder stocks, and is now on track to set a new all-time high. The screen below, produced in MarketSmith, emphasizes metrics when searching for companies with a long-term history of success and possible future growth. Warren Buffett's esteemed equity portfolio has risen to a market cap of $281.17 billion by the end of 2020, with a net actual price of $108.62 billion for the entire portfolio. Berkshire Hathaway's stock holdings produced $4.9 billion in realized capital gains and $26.7 billion in net unrealized gains last year. Buffett announced the 15 common stocks with the highest market value at the end of 2020 in his annual letter to Berkshire Hathaway, BRKB, shareholders. Kraft Heinz, KHC, was left off Buffett's top 15 holdings list because it uses a different accounting system. Berkshire holds 325,442,152 shares of the cheese and ketchup company, or 26.6% of the outstanding stock. On December 31, the GAAP figure for Kraft Heinz was $13.3 billion, while the market value was $11.3 billion, he said. Some of the investments have proven to be big success stories. For example, Berkshire spent $1.28 billion to buy 151.61 million shares of American Express, which was worth $18.33 billion at year's end. Berkshire Hathaway's $31 billion investment in 907.56 million Apple shares was worth $120.4 billion by the end of 2020, while its $232 million investment in 225 million BYD shares was worth $5.89 billion. Berkshire Hathaway is a sprawling conglomerate with a vast equity portfolio and ownership of companies in a number of businesses and markets, including insurance, manufacturing, services, retailing, and oil. Benjamin Moore, Brooks, Clayton Homes, Duracell, Geico, Dairy Queen, Nebraska Furniture Mart, and See's Candies are only a few of the companies operated by Berkshire Hathaway. On a GAAP basis, Berkshire earned $42.5 billion last year, with $21.9 billion in operating earnings, $4.9 billion in realized capital gains, $26.7 billion in net unrealized gains in stocks held, and an $11 billion loss from a write-down in some of the subsidiary businesses, mostly due to a mistake Buffett made in 2016 when he paid too much for Precision Castparts, an aerospace metal component manufacturer. Even if operating earnings aren't the biggest contributor to net results, Buffett emphasizes that they count most. Swings in the valuation of Berkshire's stock portfolio have made GAAP net earnings even more volatile as a result of an accounting rule reform a few years ago. Buffett pointed out that the realized and unrealized capital gains or losses from equity transactions fluctuate capriciously from year to year, indicating fluctuations in the stock market. To be sure, Buffett and his longtime partner, Charlie Munger, anticipate substantial capital gains from their equity investments. The well-known investment pair often find a stock portfolio to be a series of companies. "We don't have leverage over the activities of those businesses," Buffett wrote, "but we do share proportionately in their long-term success. However, our share of their profits is not included in Berkshire's revenue from an accounting perspective. Instead, only the dividends paid by these investors are reported on our books. The large amounts that investees keep on our behalf become invisible under GAAP." He went on to say that when companies use their unrecorded retained earnings to expand their businesses, pay down debt, and buy back stock, it creates a ton of value for Berkshire. Retained earnings have powered American business throughout our country's history, as we pointed out in these pages last year. What worked for Carnegie and Rockefeller has worked for millions of shareholders over the years, Buffett wrote. While some investments could fail with their retained earnings, others will over-deliver, a few spectacularly, according to the study. We expect our share of Berkshire's non-controlled businesses' big pile of profits, what some would call our equity portfolio, to ultimately produce us an equivalent or greater sum of capital gains. The expectation has been met during our 56-year tenure, Buffett added. Apple stock is no. 1 by value. Berkshire Hathaway increased its holdings in Bank of America by more than 85 million shares, rendering it the most valuable stock in terms of market capitalization. By that measure, Apple is the no. 2 Warren Buffett stock, but it is easily the no. 1 by market value. At the end of 2020, Berkshire Hathaway's Apple stake was worth $117.71 billion. Apple stock currently accounts for about 44% of Berkshire's overall equity portfolio, down from 48% in the third quarter. However, Apple's stock is up slightly from 5.8% at the end of 2016. In addition, the iPhone manufacturer is responsible for a large portion of the overall Berkshire portfolio's increase in value during that period. Between 1965 and 2019, the commonly followed Berkshire Hathaway stock investment portfolio grew at a compounded annual rate of 20.3%, compared to 10% for the S&P 500, after dividends. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.